Clocked the flu and its relentless grip on Kentuckiana, and it is not getting any better, folks. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. In Bullitt County, the staff is so sick they decided against holding NTI classes even from home, and school is out there the rest of the week. One of many growing counties around Kentuckiana. Take a look at the map right on your screen. Trimble, Oldham, Spencer, LaRue, Washington County in Kentucky, Taylor and Marion counties are all switching over to NTI sessions. Meantime, Bullitt County canceling classes for the rest of the week. WHAS11 Night Team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter spoke with a Mount Washington high schooler tonight who has noticed the impact.
Students of Bullitt County Public Schools taking their last bus ride of the week. This comes as the district suddenly announced every campus will be closed for the next 3 days due to illness-related absences.
3 days is crazy. Whenever we got the news that we weren't coming back to school, a lot of kids were happy. They jumped up in the air and everything, yeah.
10th grader Addison Stoll attends Bullitt East High in Mount Washington and describes what she's noticed within her school.
A lot of kids were absent today. There was at least half the kids missing in a lot of my classes. And I noticed that a lot of the hallways were empty basically as well.
Southern Indiana schools are also getting hit with the flu, and the Clark County Health Department has noticed.
We're really seeing a ton of flu right now. We have seen a lot of COVID cases as well. And then we had the norovirus, which is the stomach bug that was going around. It's starting to seem like it's declining a little bit, but still having some effect. And then also I've seen a lot of strep throat the last few days.
Health Officer Dr. Eric Yazel says the mixture of diseases are also impacting the Indiana side of the river.
So we've seen some schools with 20-25% up to 30% absentee rates. And so some of them have moved to either non-traditional learning days or been out of school as well, because that does help decrease the transmission.
Back in Bullitt County, NTI was not a viable option as the district reported some staff were too unwell to even participate in virtual learning.
None of my teachers that I know of. I know we all have mucusy throats and everything, but that's about it. That's all that I really have heard of from teachers.
As the schools remain closed, they won't be completely empty as the district is asking custodial staff to sanitize and clean each building.
It's an attempt to curb the spread of infectious diseases within the classroom. Jose Alonso, WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
By the way, Dr. Yazel there in Southern Indiana praised Bullitt County schools for taking such immediate action. He also wants to remind everybody to stay home if you don't feel well. Cover your mouth when you do cough. Some people still prefer wearing a mask. And again, always remember to wash your hands as much as possible. Brand new right now since 6 o'clock tonight, we have learned that Republican lawmakers from Louisville are criticizing the search process for the next JCPS superintendent and are asking for more involvement. They've written school board members a letter saying the South End and business leaders are being ignored in the search process. Senator Julie Rocky Adams of Louisville told WHAS 11 News about the letter at the Capitol today. She's one of 11 lawmakers who signed that letter. Lawmakers are worried the board is comprised of mostly Democrats with no one representing South Louisville. Senator Rocky Adams said JCPS schools educate 1 in 6 Kentucky kids, and the school board should be just as diverse as they are.
And that's just really not representative of our community. I mean, Jefferson County is a very diverse community. We have Republicans, we have Democrats, we have East End, South End, West End, we have the Central Business District. We should have representatives, equal representatives from all of those areas that get to weigh in on who is going to be the leader of our public school system.
Senator Rocky Adams is a Republican herself, of course, from Louisville. 35 Louisvillians are on that advisory board right now. And the district is reaching out to people in the community as well, sending out a survey to families.
One of the questions that I think we as community always have is how is our voice how does it weigh in? How does it get taken into account? And if we don't share our voice, it cannot be taken into account. And so I'm very happy that they've created this structure so that community voice can be taken in and it can be analyzed.
And now tonight on the night team, in the backdrop of that new Republican push to get more representation in the search process, JCPS is in the final 10 days of asking people to fill out their survey about the new leader for the school district and what you want to see in that leader. The questions reveal a lot about the current needs. WHAS11 night team's Alex Dederer and photojournalist Levi Hammer are talking with one man who helped create the survey and a local education expert who has been involved with JCPS superintendent searches in the past.
So I think it is critical, I'll use the word critical, that parents, that folks who are eligible to take the survey do and share their voice.
A 24-question survey from JCPS is asking you, who would you want to see lead Kentucky's largest school district?
You want a superintendent to be a superman or a superwoman and have all of these qualities to be the best superintendent.
Since the survey went out on January 24th, 3,500 people have filled it out. Bonifacio Alamon with Kentuckians for the Commonwealth had a hand in creating the survey. He's one of the 35 members on the Superintendent Search Advisory Committee.
As a researcher, I thought it was a great survey to start with.
Ranking the importance of superintendent characteristics, like promoting academic achievement, which is top of mind for former JCPS school board member Sam Corbett, who has also been part of past superintendent searches.
I mean, the challenges we have today in 2025 are not unlike the challenges we've had in the 30 to 40 years that I've been around JCPS. When I had to rank the most important ones, the issue of student achievement, I think, is critical.
Or the question, the ability to foster staff diversity.
This question being on the survey is important. I think that a lot of parents, students, community members are concerned about a new superintendent's ability to manage that, to attract diverse staff, not just culturally and racially, but along the lines of gender identity and sexual orientation and location and background.
But diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts are under major scrutiny right now by the new Trump administration.
I would suggest JCPS has always done a really good job of having a very diverse staff.
The first step is everybody's putting their voice in their opinion, and then we begin to shape that up and come to some consensus.
With an aggressive timeline in place, the survey closes February 14th, and the district is planning to have a new superintendent in place by July 1st. In Louisville, Alex Dederer, the WHAS11 night team on your side.
But in Frankfort, JCPS is still top of mind for Kentucky Republican leadership, we found out today. Today, Senator Robert Stivers, in an interview with us, said a JCPS takeover is still on the table.
We will look at possibilities of control and intake. Look, for years, school systems got taken over. If you don't perform, you get taken over. There is that ability.
Stivers telling that to our Isaiah Kim Martinez this afternoon. Senate Bill 1, which only applies to JCPS, shifts authority from the elected board to the appointed superintendent, putting that much more weight on the selection process that so many people are watching closely. We've got rain moving into Kentuckiana again with a slight warm-up tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine here on the night team, looking at an interesting wintertime week right now. Ben, we really don't know what to think of it or even how to dress.
It's a yo-yo weather pattern. I mean, each day is going to be quite a bit different. And tomorrow's warm-up is actually going to be late night, and that's when we'll have a chance for some thunderstorms as well. Before we get that warm-up, it's going to be pretty chilly through much of the daytime tomorrow, and a little chilly tonight. Lows in the mid to upper 30s, a little colder north, a little bit milder off to the south. We'll have some scattered showers developing, especially tomorrow afternoon, then a chance for some thunderstorms by late tomorrow night as that next warm-up is on the way. We've got a roller coaster ride of temperatures over the extended outlook with that chance of some wintertime thunderstorms as well. We'll look at all the potential in that forecast coming up in our weather impact team forecast in a few minutes.
And I think you have proven yourself over the time you have been in front of this court that you are able to follow the rules and regulations imposed upon you, as well as coming to court, as well as getting help and treatment for yourself. So that's why I'm comfortable probating you for the period of 5 years.
The judge today talking to Mark Hibble, the Louisville man found guilty of hoarding dangerous and explosive chemicals inside his Highview home. He was sentenced to 5 years probation by that judge today. In October of 2023, the state, along with the federal EPA, tore down Mark Hibble's home piece by piece, removing it and the chemicals that filled the entire house and property. Hibble pleaded guilty last September to criminal trespassing and wanton endangerment using an Alford plea. That means he maintained his innocence while acknowledging it was unlikely he would win a trial.
Our concern is with the public safety first and foremost in this community and holding people accountable for their actions, but also doing right individually and seeking true justice, and I think that we accomplished that today.
Hibble is also required to have no contact with his former address in Highview, and he cannot be around or own any chemical materials. In Frankfort today, the first big push for a statewide street racing law that will allow police departments like Louisville to crush the cars confiscated from street racing and street takeovers. Late today, Louisville Democrat Beverly Chester Burton of Shively filed the bill, but when we looked it over, it didn't include car crushing. So we asked Republican Jason Nemus of Middletown tonight for clarification, since this has been his big initiative. He told us that he believes Chester Burton will amend it and will call for car crushing as part of a second offense. Nemus said if Burton does not amend it, he will introduce his own version. It's been a popular idea with support from the mayor, police chief, and other Democrats like Representative Al Gentry of Louisville.
We've got to put a stop to racing. It's just dangerous to normal citizens. You know, it's common sense, guys. I mean, we can't allow this to happen.
Well, fines range from $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the number of offenses and up to 30 days in jail and the car impounded for 6 months. Another major headline in Frankfort today, the Kentucky Senate has passed the bill to lower the individual income tax rate.
We'll start as soon as this is passed on working on the next cut.
The individual income tax rate dropped from 4% down to 3.5%. It now heads off to the governor's desk, and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has already said he supports the lowering of that tax. And you are invited to an exciting event coming up later this month on Thursday, February 27th at 11:30 in the morning. The Louisville Free Public Library announced today the grand reopening date of the Parkland Library, closed for 30 years at 28th and Virginia Avenues in West Louisville. The $6.5 million renovation of the original 1908 library building includes a modern 3,000 square foot addition to the rear of the building. Sadly, the city closed the library in 1986 due to budget cuts. But on the 27th, the doors swing open again for book and computer rentals and many classes for residents. All new next from